Something is happening with silver, and I mean really happening. This isn't just another blip on the radar, you know? What we're witnessing right now, it feels like a genuine seismic shift, the kind that could change absolutely everything.
It's official. Silver has just blown past $47.50 an ounce. We haven't seen a price like that in more than 10 years. And trust me, right now, every trader from Wall Street to London, they're all whispering the same thing. $50 silver isn't a question of if anymore. It's a question of when.
But look, the real question here, the one you've got to ask yourself, is have you already missed it? Is the boat gone? Or is this just the very, very beginning of a move that's going to be so much bigger? That's exactly what we're going to break down today.
We're going to get into what's driving this whole thing and, more importantly, what's coming next. And hey, if you want to stay ahead of these markets, if you want analysis like this, you need to subscribe right now. You are not going to want to miss what my research is uncovering.
All right, so let's talk about this breakout. It is historic. But you have to understand this isn't happening in some kind of a vacuum. No, this is a direct reaction to the absolute chaos that's unfolding in the global economy.
I mean, look around. Wall Street is getting absolutely hammered. We're seeing trillions of dollars in wealth just poof, vaporized. Retirement funds are being gutted. And when that kind of raw fear grips the market, investors stop gambling. They run for safety. And for literally thousands of years, safety has meant one thing: real, tangible, hard assets.
And just look at what's going on. Gold is just smashing through its all-time highs, $3,843 an ounce. It's setting new records almost daily. But here's the really interesting part. Silver is right there on its heels, and it's racing to close that gap with some serious force.
Okay, so to really get a handle on where this is all going, you have to look back at where we've been. See, silver has flirted with that magical $50 mark before, but every single time it has failed. The big question is, why?
It's happened twice in modern history, really. You had 1980 with the whole Hunt brothers saga. They tried to corner the market. The price shot up to almost $50, but then it just collapsed as soon as the regulators stepped in. Then you flash forward to 2011, right after the big financial crisis. Same story. It got right up to that $50 level, kissed it, and then fell right back down.
So here's the key takeaway, right? Both of those times were just these violent, super short-lived spikes. They didn't have the foundation, the legs to stand on. What's happening today? Well, it's fundamentally different. This rally is being built on some deep structural supports that just weren't there before.
And you know, if you find this kind of deep dive analysis valuable, you really should take a second and subscribe. My research is all about spotting these big structural shifts way before the mainstream media even has a clue.
So let's get to the absolute core of my argument here. I want to show you the undeniable factors that make this rally, well, unlike anything we have ever seen before.
First up, just look at America's fiscal situation. It's a mess. The national debt has blown past $37 trillion. Think about that. The government is literally borrowing over $1 trillion every 3 months just to keep the lights on. And you better believe that is eroding confidence in the US dollar around the world.
And here's the direct result of that. The US dollar index. It just broke below the supercritical 100 level. Now that's not just some technical number for traders. No way. It's a huge signal that global trust is cracking. And that breakdown, it's like pouring gasoline on the fire for precious metals.
You know, I was talking to Josh Philipfar. He's the CEO of Scottsdale Mint, and he put it perfectly. He told me, we're in the third inning, maybe the fourth, a baseball analogy. It means we've barely even started this game. There is so much room left to run. This isn't the end of some rally, folks. This is the beginning of a whole new era. And this new era is being fueled by what I call the twin engines of demand. You've got two unstoppable forces. On one side, you've got monetary demand. Central banks, the BRICS nations, they are all gobbling up physical metal to get away from the dollar. And on the other side, you've got this explosive industrial demand. The green energy revolution, the AI revolution, they are incredibly silver hungry. See, silver isn't just money anymore. It's absolutely essential.
Now get this. At the exact same time all this demand is exploding, we're hitting a massive supply crunch. Mining supply is totally flat. The quality of the ore they're finding is going down. New discoveries are almost unheard of. And it's just getting more and more expensive to pull the stuff out of the ground. So what happens when you have way less supply and way more demand? It's simple economics, right? Prices have to go up.
So, you see, this whole thing isn't just about hitting $50 and then calling it a day. No. This is about the journey to triple-digit silver. And when I show you the real numbers, you're going to see that this isn't some crazy fantasy. It's just simple math.
Okay, so everybody talks about the $50 all-time high, but that number is totally meaningless if you don't adjust for inflation. So let's do that. That peak back in 1980, in today's dollars, that's actually over $146. And the 2011 peak, that's over $70. Just let that sink in for a second.
All right, now let's put silver up against its big brother, gold. There's this thing called the gold to silver ratio. It's simple. It just tells you how many ounces of silver you need to buy 1 ounce of gold. Right now, that number is sitting at 81 to 1. And historically speaking, that is really, really high.
And this brings me to a little rule of thumb I've personally used for years to guide my own strategy. It's simple. When that ratio gets above 80, silver becomes the clear winner. It means it's the more undervalued of the two, with way more upside potential than gold. Right now, all the data is just screaming that silver is the place you want to be.
So here's the bottom line, the real truth. Silver at $47 is not expensive when you look at the real inflation-adjusted numbers. And when you compare it to gold, it is an absolute bargain. Wall Street completely ignores it, but I believe it has the potential to be the single best performing asset of this entire economic cycle.
And that leaves us with one last critical question for you. The focus here shouldn't be, will silver hit $50? It will. The real question is what happens after that. Are you prepared for the day the mainstream headlines finally catch up to the reality we've just walked through? So I really want to know what you think. Is that $50 mark a hard ceiling, or is this just a launch pad for a truly historic run? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And listen, to make sure you do not miss the next big move in this story, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's stay ahead of the crowd together.